Welcome to Bob and Shep's Wrestling Podcast, Episode 2.
Is that 3 now?
Yeah, we've had a bit of trouble getting the microphone level sorted this time. I don't know why the second time around would have so much trouble with it.
Just the excitement from talking about last week and Raw, I think.
Yes. We're both in agreement that Raw this week has been pretty shitty. Obviously starting with a stupid $1 million giveaway.
Although Cena got to come out and do a $1 million giveaway speech. I enjoyed that.
You enjoyed John Cena's... Yeah, but you only enjoyed John Cena because you think that he is a Marine and serves with the armed forces in America.
Well, he does. There's a biography on his life. It's a biography on his life. It's called The Marine. If you go out and watch it, you can see that he's actually...
So you don't think it's... at the end, it doesn't say any similarities between any real people is false. You think it's just a real, actual footage?
Well, it has to do that, doesn't it, for legal reasons? But it is based on a true story, based on his life, how he became a Marine. I haven't seen it, but I know that's what happens. So
right, okay. So if you're saying that John Cena, the guy that used to wear pants and rap with Mr. T,
he did used to wear pants once,
and is now a Marine.
I think he's always been a Marine rapper.
A Marine? What, did he mention being Marine in his early career?
No, but, why bring it out? I think
surely he would have had to have trained for quite a few years before becoming a Marine. I think he already
did that. Or, no, he did it in between. I can't remember exactly when he became a Marine, but it was a few weeks over the course of Raw. He just became a Marine. You can do that.
Okay, right, so...
You haven't tried it, so
what? Okay, give me 3 good, valid reasons why he's a Marine.
He salutes like a Marine.
Right, okay, anybody can salute.
No, you can't salute exactly like he does it. That's Marine. They train hard before they can do that.
Okay. Second one?
Second one, he was in a film about his life, and it was called The Marine. Third one...
there you go, thank you.
I've got the third one. He always goes back to fight in Iraq. Like, when he tore his pectoral, so they say, that was actually him. Doing service.
Right, okay.
There you go, I've proved it.
But there's no video footage of John Cena. You think it'd be a bit stupid having John Cena, in your platoon, because, people would recognise him?
Who's going to recognise him? You think, Iraqis watch WWE?
Yeah, I reckon they do.
And they watch this guy just do FUs and STFUs and...
They're all waiting for the Iron Sheik to come back in it and win the belt back off Hulk Hogan. That's why they're watching it still.
Well, we saw Ric Flair come back. There's every hope for the...
Yeah, of course, an old man who looked like he had pissed himself came out and harassed Chris Jericho. And Chris Jericho looked really scared. Would you be scared if you were, oiled up, topless, in a ring, and an old man with white hair came out and started slurring his speech to you?
Well, what if he came out and he started elbow dropping his jacket?
Yeah, Ric Flair. That was brilliant. Ric Flair even just, he's going so senile. He mistook his jacket for a person. That's how bad Ric Flair is at the moment.
That's easy to do, I think.
I'm not a big Ric Flair fan.
I am. I like Ric Flair quite a lot.
don't see how a wrinkly old man who wears pants can be entertaining. I'm sorry.
Well, he's still better than Birchall, but we'll get onto that later.
Oh, Paul Birchall, your friend.
I love seeing Ric Flair. Didn't understand the whole kiss chase between him and Jericho.
Well, what happened was that he asked Jericho to kiss him, and then Ric Flair ran really slowly because
he was quite quick.
Because he's 103 years old.
He's about 33 years old, in my opinion. He's not that old. He's got another Wrestlemania left in him easily.
Will he come back for WrestleMania 25 and wrestle Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
If he doesn't, it will be a loss to wrestling.
It will. It will be, I suppose. Is he getting a pension?
Ric Flair?
Yeah. He must be on state pension.
He's not old enough. He's got to be at least 60 for that.
Yeah, so we've got another 33 years to go.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Ric Flair runs away from Chris Jericho very slowly, of course, because he's old. And Chris Jericho, obviously oiled up, topless. If this happened anywhere else, it could be seen as a gay porn movie. And then suddenly, Ric Flair runs into this cupboard, which has got fire exit written on it. And, what happens next?
Well, Triple H was standing in a cupboard, obviously waiting for oily men running through.
Yeah, oily, topless men.
And he scared Jericho for some reason.
Yeah, why did he scare Jericho? That's not very nice, is it, Triple H?
I-
He's supposed to be the champion, supposed to be, kids are supposed to look up to him, and what's he doing? He's scaring him.
He did. He had very oily hair in that scene, I must say.
What, Jericho or Triple H?
Triple H.
He had
Jericho,
oily hair.
Jericho doesn't
Why are
have
you
much.
looking at that oily hair?
I just noticed how oily his hair was. I don't know why.
What?
It was very oily at that period in time. So
At that period of time, he
Yeah.
had oily hair.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So-
Well, I don't look at the hair. I look
I
at
do.
what
That's-
kind of pants they're wearing. I find that's much more interesting.
But yeah, anyway, there's
I'm on
something...
pant watch. And I also noticed that Carlito was wearing the same coloured pants as
Jeff Hardy's sleeves.
top.
Yeah.
Sleeves.
And,
And
what
hair.
if they had met before the match and they realised they were wearing matching clothing? Would they have...
Oh my God, we're wearing the same clothes.
But they
Yeah.
had to change.
I don't think Carlito cares. He just looks like he's not interested in
He's
sport.
just waiting.
Sport at the moment.
Yeah, he's lost his passion for the sport, hasn't he?
He's fed up with all the people taking performance-enhancing drugs to better him, such as Batista.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to do it the right way, doesn't he? Although, as we discussed it last week, Batista passed his wellness test fair and square, so
Well,
we don't need to go there again.
I disagree, but okay, we won't go there again this week. But next week we definitely go back to Batista and drugs.
So we got to the point where Triple H was in a cupboard.
Yeah, and then I don't even know what happened. I don't care what happened after that. All we need to know is that Gabe, your friend Gabe, the guy guy that brings out phone numbers, who Bob thinks is really funny because he brings out phone numbers. It's a bloke who brings out a phone number called Gabe.
Gonna put him in the
They're
main
not.
event.
He's not going to wrestle.
Why? If I went to William Hill and put a bet on him being champion in the next few years, what odds do you think I could get?
I don't think they'd take the bet. I think they'd look at you and say, you're trying to bet on an administrator who brings out a phone number becoming a man in pants who beats up another man in a sport.
It's a sport, so they should allow me to bet on that, I think.
I doubt they'd let you bet on it, to be honest.
I think that's unfair.
But of course, this Vince is still doing his stupid $1 million giveaway. It's getting ridiculous. Why are people tuning in to watch it?
Why are people in the audience still cheering? It's boring. I'd be really pissed off if I was there. And
I would, unless Vince, of course, gave me like $100,000.
yeah, could happen.
That might cheer me up slightly, but then I still have to watch John Cena wrestle. So
he's a good wrestler. I hate how much stick he gets for his wrestling because he's actually pretty good.
Right, okay. John Cena's wrestling is terrible because rather than just hit someone in the head when they're like, he has to dance over them.
It hurts me.
And it doesn't hurt more.
It does.
We've gone through this. It honestly doesn't hurt more.
It's a 5-knuckle shuffle, and it's obviously very painful.
And also, okay, what's his other? An FU, which is just a fireman's lift, isn't
It's
it?
more than just a body slam. He kind of FUs you.
Yeah, he tells you to fuck off.
Yeah.
As he's doing it with his body, metaphorically. Do you reckon when he's in Iraq, because he is, obviously, and he goes hand-to-hand combat with some insurgents,
Yeah.
do you reckon he FUs them? And then they're like, you'll see it on the news one day, like some sort of war footage, you'll see John Cena dancing over an Iraqi, and they're just punching him in the head. Do you reckon he does that when he's on duty?
I would bet it would hurt more than shooting them. It would hurt more than getting shot.
Oh, God, he does it. I can't believe he does that.
You should stop hating him. He's a better wrestler than Deacon Dave Batista, anyway.
Deacon Dave. I like Deacon Dave Batista, but only because I admire how he's managed to escape so many drug tests. He's like the Rio Ferdinand of wrestling.
That's true.
So here we go. And Paul Burchill, of course, wrestled.
Oh, okay.
And his lovely sister.
Burchill. Last week, I was actually taking the piss. I didn't actually watch him wrestle. I'd just seen him on some rubbish independent wrestling before and just thought, what the hell is he doing on Raw? And this week I've watched him, and the only move he did was hold Mr. Kennedy's head up for him slightly and grab his arm.
Yeah, that's a really hard move to do. Holding someone's head is not as easy as you think. That's why you like Cena, because just dancing over someone and then hitting them in the head with your fist is piss easy.
When Burchill can do a leg drop off the top rope, then you can compare the two. But